I've got to edit that down. Every time I forget that there's that tag at the end of that. So either way, what's going on, guys? I am back. I'm not dead. I think a lot of you guys probably thought I was dead. Sorry about that. If you are following me personally, you know I'm not dead. I'm recovering still a little bit, but I'm doing good because obviously the last time we talked was when I had very recently discovered that I had COVID, and now that I have basically worked through most of it, I would say there's a tiny bit, maybe the tiniest little bit left, and it's literally working its way out. Which is why this stream was slightly later than I had scheduled, but it is what it is. What's going on, guys? Sorry, I forgot. I've got to click this button over here now. Let's see, what are we doing? We'll go Shoky Sunday Live. There we go. And go over to comments. I see Hida Atarasi back in the swing of things. Yep, that's what's happening. I assume you guys can hear me. I didn't bother to check the camera and mic settings because I didn't unplug anything. So I assumed everybody was still good. Yep, okay, good. Also streaming over to the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel. So if you are watching from there, hi guys. I know I have not been doing anything. It's because I've been trying not to die. So obviously tonight I'm going to talk about my COVID experience, as it were. Sorry, the camera is gonna do its own thing. I don't have my camera controls up, so it's gonna be a little bit wonky. It is what it is. Also, I have my headphones on for reasons. Maybe if I pull up a video or something later, I'll put those back on. But yay for that. So let me put this light just a little bit here. Maybe a little less ridiculous. Just light the forehead. That's all I got to do. I was supposed to cut my hair today with wifey's help, and it didn't happen. So I've got a lot of this going on. The beard is shorter. Frankly, for those who don't have a beefy beard, it gets annoying wearing masks because it just makes everything go. And yes, even though I've had COVID now, I still need to wear a mask in certain places. I'm going to do that, at least for the time being. It is what it is. Seriously, though, that's just making me. Hold on. I'll just deal with crappy lighting. I don't care right now. I could turn on my old lights. I don't care. All right. So not dying is good. Yes, not dying is excellent. There was time there when I wasn't sure, if I'm honest. Things got pretty bad a few days ago. Actually, I think it was what day exactly was that? About five days ago when I made that post. 5 or 6 days ago was about the worst I've ever been, outside of one particularly bad flu. But there is definitely a difference between COVID and the flu and the cold. And it's nothing I've ever experienced before. I've had colds, I've had the flu, I've had severe sinus infections, I've had strep throat more times in my life than I care to count. And this was different than all of them. So just, yeah, thanks for all your prayers and everything, guys. Just seeing you guys leaving comments about getting better, and even a couple of people sharing their own stories, either from themselves or their family, did help quite a bit. Didn't have a giant support net, but I had Miss Shoky. She was here for me every day. Not all day long, but you know, it is what it is. She did have to go to work. Yay, Lady Nix Knox. Yes. Feeling better. I'm not 100%. I can feel that I'm not at 100%, but I'm actually even better than I was yesterday, and I could feel the difference in my lungs. Now, I didn't have a lot of lung involvement like some unfortunate people do, but I did. I did have shortness of breath, especially the last few days. Um, if I was doing nothing, I was okay. But if I got up to being a bit more active, like going into the kitchen, doing the dishes, even going to the bathroom, I could run out of, or at least feel like there's pressure and like I was running out of breath a little bit. I would have to take shorter breaths. I would have to take one like deep breath occasionally. So I don't know about you guys. This is a weird thing. Um, and it's something I've always done, and it was an odd feeling to do it during COVID. But I would get to a point where I would not breathe for a while, and then I would just like just very suddenly take a deep breath. I don't know if you guys do that to yourself, like you just every now and then, like you go, okay, it's time to breathe, and then you just take a deep breath. That would trigger a thing usually when I had COVID, and it would cause me to cough. I still got a lot of phlegm going on, a lot of mucus buildup, so that's only really bad in the morning. Um, and oddly enough, during this, I've started sleeping on my back a lot more. I don't know what caused that. Do that while working out sometimes. That's not good. You got to breathe when working out. Your hair is still short. Mine gets somewhere between a mullet, classic composer before I hack it off. That's fine. I mean, like you guys have seen my hair go through changes, but this is shaggy for me, and it's kind of driving me nuts. Especially considering I shortened the beard quite a lot. Um, so I need the hair to match, or else it starts getting a little wonky. Also, when it starts reaching this level, you start seeing how bald I actually am. So trimming it down actually makes it look a little bit better. But either way, but so basically, let me walk you through what how it went for me, and if you guys also have COVID stories, by all means, share them in the comments. So it started out the Monday I had jury duty was the first day I was sick. Now I went to jury duty and I didn't realize I had a fever and that it had broke. I thought it was just hot in that jury room, which is a big room. They really had us spread out too, so that wasn't a big deal. Stu is considering keeping his hair long again. Really interesting. Um, so I was fine for most of that day. It wasn't until after I ate lunch and I went home that it really hit me like a ton of bricks. My body hurt. I could feel the fever, all of that, just general shittiness. And then basically, like the next day, nothing had changed. But I'd already told my boss, I'm like, hey, I'm definitely not feeling good. I'm going to go get tested. So I can't come to work because I might be really sick. And because I woke up feeling the exact same way, I knew something was up. I let him know at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Just sorry, gotta. Okay. Um, that was a weird way to send me a message. Anyways, so I take off. I schedule the test. So this is now Tuesday. I schedule a test for Wednesday as early as I can. Tuesday, I just try to get through it. I'm taking, whatever. I have the missus grab me Dayquil, NyQuil, everything that I can think of on the moment. And I'm just trying to get through it. Wednesday, I go get the test. Obviously, I test positive, which is an instant morale blow. Because you're just hoping that you just got the flu or something. And then the pain kind of subsides. Fever is still doing this up and down constantly. And then by the time like Friday rolls around, most of the pain is gone. My legs are still kind of hurting at night. It got to the point that with I could not sleep with my normal leg pillow because it was killing my legs and my hips. Really strange how the pain buildup worked like that. Like normally I sleep with a leg pillow to keep me lying sideways and not mess things up, but I could not sleep like that anymore. It was crazy. Um, Sleeping was hard. I couldn't usually get more than 3 or 4 hours at a time, if that much. I'd wake up with a horrible fever, and it kept going up every single morning. So I'd go through the day watching my fever just roller coaster as I took the different meds. And then, thanks, Jerry. Uh, and then I would take whatever I needed to at night to try to sleep. The wife usually would wake me up to take my temperature, and then I'd take something else, try to go back to sleep. Most mornings I was waking up at like 4 a.m. Normally I wake up at 4:45, so waking up at 4 a.m. is great to keep me on schedule, but not when I need to recover. And so sleep was a thing I was not doing. Napping, I was barely napping in the mornings after the wife would leave. Like I would maybe get an hour in. It was just everything was uncomfortable. My temperature, it was making me hot, you know. But up until this point, like other than coughing because, I've got phlegm or something like that, I was okay in that arena. And then it sort of got around to the pain finally going away, feeling a bit more energetic. But then it wrapped around to, I believe, Sunday or Monday, where my stomach was like starting to get torn up. And what I was doing, and if you saw my post earlier, I mentioned it to a degree, I was preemptively taking Tylenol, Advil, Dayquil. I was taking it not to directly combat a fever, but just every few hours, to the point that I put in so much that it really wrecked my stomach. And I was trying to stay within the proper numbers, but I also was not eating at the same rate. I tried to make breakfast one morning, some scrambled eggs and bacon. I tried to do the bacon twist thingy that's overtaken the internet. Ended up being a worse mess than it was worth. We still have to clean up that mess entirely. It grease filled our oven. There was even a piece of bacon back in there. But at this point, my nose had been turned up to like 11, which is weird because most people say they lose their sense of smell or taste. I've kept both, but my sense of smell has skyrocketed. And it's really strange, super sensitive, to the point that like I could smell if I went outside briefly and then like went outside, just got some fresh air and then came back in, I would get hit with a wall of whatever dominant smell was in the house. Especially after the bacon problem, I couldn't stand the smell of bacon at all. Like the wife got a bacon burger a few nights ago, and like the smell of it turned me off. Certain smells were like normal, like, soap, doing my thing in the bathroom, the Vicks Vapor Rub. But other smells were like super potent. Like it's really strange. Imagine an older person going what you've been through. Yeah. I can't choose between COVID or dysentery, but dysentery was messy. I bet. Here's something really strange. So I was icing myself, obviously, to try to keep myself cool. And then, like, so I've been cycling ice packs. I even made one, with some alcohol and just water to try to keep it from freezing. It eventually froze. But Jason Collier, thank you. So I was icing myself to try to keep the fever down because it was still spiking pretty bad. It would be like in the 99 range, 100 range, and then it would just spike to 102. And then I'd have to fight to get it down. And at this point, my stomach is torn up. I've got horrendous acid reflux. Now, I've dealt with reflux before in my life, but not in such an acute way. Like a little bit coming up here and there, I take something real quick or I change what I was eating, absorb it and move on. This was constant. and it felt like it was up to here. Everything was burning. Now I'm going to get a little gross here. So the wife has stuff because she has to take medication every day. So she takes certain medication to keep her stomach acid down. So I started taking that, at least at that particular junction. I took like 2 Tums to try to get the acid to calm down, and then I took a famotidine, if you're familiar with that. It's basically Pepsid. And taking that to try to reduce the acid and really just kind of set something up to block that. This is the worst night of my life that wasn't spent with alcohol poisoning. that was the worst. That was a pretty bad night, but this was a lingering problem. So my fever is now spiked very high. Probably, I think, almost 103 or at 103. My stomach is uncontrollable. I can't put anything in me. Like, my throat is rejecting anything that I try to swallow. Even at one point, it wouldn't let me to swallow water because that's how tore up my stomach was. No pills were going down, nothing. So, finally, once I got to that point that I got the acid to die down, and I could try to take something for the fever, I couldn't swallow, Tylenol to try to help that out at this point. So I try to take a freezing cold shower, and this was crazy, guys. When your body is so fucked up in its regulatory system that it will not let you turn the water to cold. Like, that was the disturbing moment for me. I needed to cool down, but I just wanted to be warm. I literally had my hand on the knob, speaking to myself, turn it to cold, turn it to cold, turn it to cold. I was in there for 15 minutes, and I could not force myself to turn the knob to turn on the cold water. Because internally, I was thinking, I am so tired of cold because I've been icing myself. At night I'm sleeping with no covers to try to keep my temperature down. I'm so tired of being cold. I just want to be warm, but I'm so hot at this moment from my fever that I need to cool down somehow. And then finally I forced myself to incrementally turn down the temperature, and I never got it truly cold, but I got it cooler. So that was hell. That was a lot of hell to go through, where I couldn't force my body to turn a knob to cool myself down. And like I said, I was already having problems swallowing because nothing wanted to go into my stomach. And at this point, once the acid had died down, I felt full up to here. When you overeat and you overdrink, like Thanksgiving, and it's just like up to here, uncomfortable. It was that. But I had not put anything solid in me in like a couple days. I'm drinking Ensure, a little bit of broth, stuff like that, but no solid foods. And especially once my stomach really got tore up. So I knew the best way for me to try to feel better was to make some room. And there's only one way to do that. And it's to do the thing that I hate more than anything else in the world. So I had to force myself to throw up. I did it by chugging half a bottle of water because I figured just that much rush in would force something out. And I got it really to kind of kick. And if I remember correctly, I purposely tried to swallow a Tylenol because I knew it would make me gag. And it did. So that got things moving. Fortunately, I had Miss Shoky there with me just in case. I was actually very worried I was going to aspirate. because of the way everything was already going, I definitely did not want to choke on my own vomit and die. Um, and not to be gross, but most of what came out was like water. Like I said, nothing solid was in me. So once I got that out and I had a little bit of room, I actually started to feel better. Um, to some degree. Just that level of uncomfortable was gone. But at this point, my stomach is doing this. Like, it's like I've had some flip floppy stomach before, but nothing like this. And then I had to try to sleep, um, which was insane. Um, I think I took some NyQuil that night because it was the only thing I could put down. Um, I slept like halfway through the night. Woke up. I think I took some Tums to settle my stomach, and then something else to get back to sleep. And at this point, my fever was no longer spiking. So I guess I pushed myself to a point that my fever was kind of done. So after that, I talked to my doctor. Actually, I might have talked to her that day. I'm trying to remember exactly which day this was. It was within the last week. Um, actually, I called my doctor. Oh, that was Friday because they were already closed. I believe. Either way, that's not super important. Maybe this was around Monday or Tuesday. They were already closed for the day. So I called just to get a hold of anybody if I could, to try to get an appointment. Um, they don't do phone recordings anymore. So I talked to the on-call doctor, and I told her everything that was going down. And I wanted something stronger than Tylenol if it was possible. I didn't know what, just something, if nothing else, a Z-Pack to help with controlling the fever. But she said, like, nothing really we can do. But then she told me what I was doing wrong with my regimen of meds. Because I was taking it preemptively and then actively all day, I was really messing up. All I needed to do was kind of ride out the fever until it got higher than like 101, and then just take some Tylenol. And then if it got really high, take some Advil. So when she told me what I was doing wrong, I changed it. And then from there, it was kind of just like fever just steadily going down. Like the next day, I don't think it cracked above 101. I think I saw 101 once, and then I took Tylenol and it was gone. Even when I woke up in the morning, it was only like 100.8 or 100.6. And then I kept it down without icing and only taking Tylenol a handful of times, and then like a swig of Dayquil to just deal with sinus problems and the phlegm. And at this point, I started taking Mucinex to help deal with the phlegm buildup. Space Dragon, thank you. So here's one weird side effect, and I think it came from the reflux. Random hiccups, like what you just heard me do was kind of a random hiccup, and then it would cause me to either choke or breathe sharply, which would eventually lead to me having shortness of breath. There was a time I was feeling better-ish, so like my fever was like manageable. It was like at a steady 99, and I needed to go check the mailbox. So I put on a mask and I walked to the mailbox, which is not that far, a few hundred feet. Maybe that, there and back. And I could not breathe with the mask on. I got nearly back to the apartment and I took my mask off outside. I was just like as a kid with asthma, that's what it felt like. It felt like an asthma attack. At that point, I knew that I'd done something, and I think it it wasn't necessarily COVID related. I think that when I threw up and then when I was having that major reflux, I irritated everything, including my bronchial tubes. So, and the fact that I kept choking while trying to swallow pills, and I would inhale water and then cough for minutes, that would suck. So basically, from this point on, my temperature was going down. I had phlegm, but it was mostly manageable. I was finally able to start sleeping. And then once my temperature went down, I finally started to be able to sleep with covers, which is a godsend when you haven't been able to use them. The other side effect is on the bottom end down there that is still sort of a problem because, of course, when you have a virus, it's got to leave your body. And the easiest way is through your body's waste management system. So that's been probably the most unpleasant part. And now that I'm eating solid food again for the last couple days, things are getting better, kind of. But everything is still very rough in that department, if you catch my drift. Without being too gross, but I'm now at least 2 full days, maybe 3. I still think I had a teeny tiny fever on Friday, but I'm more than enough days free of having a no fever, even with medication, so I can now go back to work. And today, I actually left the house a couple times, went out to fetch food. We were supposed to go grocery shopping. We did not, so that means we got to do that tomorrow, along with me doing laundry tomorrow, which there's laundry to do despite not going anywhere. I have COVID clothes to wash. I know this is not a nerdy thing or anything like that. It's just me basically sharing my COVID story, but it was rough, man. First few days, I was taking it lightly, not in the treatment of myself, but in the seriousness of my condition, because at that point it was basically just general crudiness and a fever, and nothing else. And it wasn't until my stomach got horribly flip-flopped and wrecked that that made a difference. That was the true problem, and that was like, but whether that was necessarily directly COVID related or I did it directly to myself, either way. Um, um, okay. Sorry, I was looking at messages. But yeah, some people have had it like super mild to where like they don't even have a fever. They just kind of they're tired, you know. The tired definitely caught me by the middle of last week. I was barely sleeping. My body wasn't regenerating in any way, and it just felt weak. I have felt weaker, but like this was kind of just something wholly different. And like, I kept up my normal regimen of my multivitamins, my blood pressure meds, my vitamin D3. I did up my vitamin D intake. Due to my doctor, she's like, yeah, you could probably take double what you're taking now. And I'm like, okay. So I did. So if you think you might have a vitamin D deficiency, if you don't live in a particularly sunny area or spend a lot of time outside, you might want to just up your vitamin D intake because it just helps. I was also taking Emergency, which is some good stuff and doesn't give you nearly the heartburn of an actual glass of orange juice, but gives you a buttload of vitamin C and other minerals and stuff like that. So I still have that. I'm probably going to use that just on like crappy days, stuff like that. But we also have a buttload of Pedialyte in the house because I got so tired of drinking just straight water. Even today, I have drank not that much water because the taste of water is so grating to me right now. Especially the HEB brand bottled water, which is what I was drinking for the most part. I couldn't, like, I got to the point I didn't want to drink the sink water anymore, which is what I was doing, drinking huge glasses of water all day long. And then some Propel for electrolytes. And even that started getting grating to me. So, if anything, I developed oversensitive smell and taste, which was already something that was a little strong for me. And I was trying to mention earlier, I got sidetracked with something else. The freezer. I opened the freezer to look for something this morning or yesterday, and I was like, ugh, like something really stinks. And I don't even think it was in the freezer. I think it was in the fridge because we had food in the fridge for days, leftovers and whatnot like that. So, but basically, yep. Thank you, Hazel Campbell. Yeah, not reviewing stuff has been very strange. Having an immense amount of free time and zero motivation. Like, I mentioned it, I believe, on the last live stream, how I had started doing some quickies. Like, I got the little 5.2 toy Megabox alien. I did I did an initial thingy for him. I did an initial thing for Rat Trap. And then I a long time ago, I did this cute little dude. I did that guy a long time ago. And then I just couldn't bring myself to film. I mean, like, I didn't have the breath to talk, kind of, let alone I couldn't deal with bright lights. They were like, even watching TV all day long or looking at my phone all day long, um, just kind of hurt my eyes. I did manage to watch the first season of Invincible on Amazon. Cool show, cool comic books. Um, did get the wife to watch The Boys, and she loved it. I knew she would. I didn't. I thought she was either going to hate it and then drop it after episode one, or be hooked, and she was hooked. And if you've watched The Boys, you know what I'm talking about. Also, I was watching a lot of Haikyuu until I ran out of the season. I rewatched a little bit of Demon Hunter just because. Like, just basically keeping up with TV to some degree. I was watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine on BBC America every morning after the wifey went to work. I get like 2, almost 3 straight hours, I think, of Cisco and the gang. For those who don't know, DS9 was pretty much my favorite Star Trek series. And they're right in the middle of the Dominion War. And they just the other day, they retook DS9. So that was one of my favorite episodes ever. Whenever they managed to break through the Dominion lines and get back to DS9. So, but yeah, I need to get back to work as soon as I can, both in the literal sense of going back to work this week, which is going to feel strange, but I have really missed my job. Like, as funny as it sounds, my job actually incorporates a lot of freedoms that I enjoy. So I want to get back to work. There are aspects of my job that I love and that I have desperately missed being trapped at home. And really, it was being trapped at home. And, we don't have a big place. There's not a lot to do. And with no motivation to build, no motivation to review, it got hard. Like, nothing in here has moved except to come back into this room from the living room today when we cleaned. So like I've got stuff over here to review still. I've got the Double Zeta MG to review. Along with more 5.2 toys stuff, more Megabox stuff. How long was I out for? It was easily. Tomorrow will mark exactly 2 weeks to the day of being sick. and then just basically Tuesday I'll go back to work, and that's the first day of real lockdown. So that'll be just a hair over 2 weeks lockdown. But at least work got me to get paid for my time missed. So hopefully they send that soon, because money's good. I'm in my recovery. I watched all of Unicorn in a single sitting. Nice. All was it? Oh, I'm thinking of movies. It's 7 episodes. I'm assuming you were talking about the actual anime. I thought about watching Unicorn, to be honest, because it's on Netflix. By the way, guys, I forgot. It is a live stream. You gotta have the trophy of apathy. 0 fucks given. Our Funicorn friend. And Big Shot Toy Works is working on something new involving Funicorn. He teased me with it the other day. I'm not entirely certain what they're up to. Seems like more branding deal with the Funicorn and the Zero Fucks Hero brand. So it's pretty cool. With everything else, I forgot you were working on Double Zeta. Yeah. So I finished Double Zeta the Sunday before my jury duty. If you guys recall, I posted the short video saying I had jury duty, and then I would get on the Double Zeta review as soon as I got home. By the way, it feels good to burp. Have not done that in a while, which sounds really strange. Not gonna lie, it feels good to eat like shit again. To eat fast food. Because the last time I tried to eat fast food, I couldn't. It just, everything about it was turning me off. So, to be able to eat real food again, even if it's garbage, is nice. And to not have my stomach trying to rip itself out is very nice. So, starting tomorrow, I'm going to get back to doing reviews as fast as I can. Bear with me, of course. Everything about this has slowed me down. Luckily, at least I still have my wits. I didn't get a whole lot of COVID brain. I had exhausted brain, but where people really have the brain fuzziness from COVID and stuff like that. I haven't had that to some degree that I can really tell. And for those wondering, Miss Shoky, I believe she was reacting to me being sick, physically, or she was fighting off COVID in a very different manner. So she had a lot of nausea and headaches and a teeny tiny fever, teeny tiny. She usually runs cold. So for her to hit 99 is her running a fever. And she was in the mid 98s. So in a couple days she was not doing great, but she tested negative. She didn't really have any major symptoms. And her work was fine with what was going on. So, they knew that we weren't able to isolate from each other. So, it is what it is. Yes, it's like feeling safe to fart again. Dude, no joke. Because I wasn't putting anything in me to really digest, I wasn't farting, but I was having plenty of stuff come out. So, I could not trust a fart. All right, I tell you, man, choking down a triple meat Whataburger after 5K cross-country meet is a relief. Gross. Also, you spelled the second meat the same as the first meat, so it's funny. Thank God it's still alive. Yes, thanks, David Erickson. There was a time, especially that night, where everything was going wrong, that I wanted to die. I can easily see how people who are worse off than me could give up mentally and physically and just go. I'm not that young. Definitely not in shape. I've probably lost weight due to this. But yeah, there was a time if I had a gun in the house, I probably might have used it on myself. And I don't want to talk about that lightly to offend anybody, but I just wanted it over. I wanted it done. And I knew it was still a long slog from that particular point. At that point, I was, physically, mentally, spiritually just dead. There was nothing left in me, and it was tough. If I'm gonna, the isolation all day long, basically alone, was rough. Thank God for Sean, Bobby Skullface, occasionally unboxing art, just a few people here and there. This new guy I've talked to, named Owen, who's sending me some stuff that I'll show off, hopefully, if it makes it here. USPS royally screwed up. But having a few people to talk to, and then my mom even calling to check on me when she found out I was sick, that really kind of kept me going. Occasionally talking to Eric. So it was hard, I'm not going to lie. And it wasn't just the sickness that was hard. It was everything that hit you with the sickness, and, not having anywhere to go, not being able to take care of yourself, not being able to run to the store to deal with your own needs, not being able to cook, not being able to really be close to my wife. We might sleep in the same bed, but that's about as close as we were getting, except when she would take my temperature. And I don't mean like in the intimate set, obviously. Just, there's a closeness you share with your person. And it's when you don't have that, and then you can't even talk to people in person, or you're too out of breath to hold a real conversation with somebody. And then you've got people who don't even know you've been sick, just notice that you haven't gone anywhere. Like normally I talk to my neighbor at least 2, 3, 4 times a week, in passing. We'll sit out there and we'll talk in the breezeway or out on the sidewalk while she's walking her dog, talk to other people. And I couldn't do any of that. And that was really getting to me. I'm a social creature. And to have all of the social aspects of my life gone really took a mental toll on me. So, I know that's a downer, but I'm trying to share with you guys what I was going through. And then I would try to take some joy in my figures, Transformers. Like I got the Shattered Glass Megatron. I was playing with him yesterday. Stuff like that. I was playing with the not Stargazer, but the other Beast Box, the Plesiosaur. I was playing with that. I was playing with the JoJo, just to keep my mind busy and try to get a tiny sense of joy out of something. And I did. I really did. I'm still waiting on some stuff to get here. Good old Nate Simmons was supposed to have my Megatron, my Flame Toys Megatron, a couple weeks ago. I need to double check with him on that. I did get another art piece from Brent Woodside, so I will be showing that off very shortly. I'm not going to become the unofficial channel of the Woodside Illustrations website for showing off their stuff. But yeah, it's been a hell of an experience, and it's not something I ever want to relive. So, as soon as I can, I think I have to wait at least 2 weeks before I can get inoculated. So, I'll probably end up getting the vaccine as soon as I can, to make sure this shit does not happen again. I might have antibodies, stuff like that. I have no idea how susceptible I might be to this. It might have been I finally hit the exact right connection to an infected person, and like that I've been dancing around through my job and then us going on vacation and stuff like that. I can't pinpoint what day I may have exactly picked it up. I feel like I might have been at work, but I don't know if I had an infected customer. I don't know if it was another employee or just the situation. They say that not a lot of transmission happens through surfaces, but with my job, we have a lot of shared areas. And when you have hours upon hours in one spot that's usually enclosed, and then nobody cleans it up after they're done with it, and then I didn't have anything. Normally, I would wipe down the work area every single morning when I got into it because I don't know who had been there. And then as soon as I no longer had wipes, I got sick. So I don't know if there's a coincidence there and maybe an asymptomatic coworker. And then I used the same equipment they used. And then shit went wrong. Or if I just got in with the wrong person, or I stood too close to somebody at Walmart or something like that. There's no telling. It was clear. Even when I talked to the medical office, I'm trying to think what word I'm looking for, Department of Health person, he said that our vacation was too far out for me to have been infected there. So it's good to feel almost normal again. Well, anywhere from what the guy told me, it could be anywhere from 5 to 10 days from your initial sickness, cropping up. So back up 10, anywhere from 7 to 10 days would have put me at work after our vacation. So either way. But I don't have the best immune system on the planet, but I can usually get through most things. And like I was talking about, there was a time where I wasn't sure I was going to get through this. I had plenty of people leaving really nice comments and following my updates whenever I put them up. And that did make me feel good and made me still feel connected to you guys to some degree, despite the fact I could not put out any new content. And I know it's YouTube, content is king. If you're not putting stuff out, the algorithm just drops you. So I appreciate anybody and everybody who does still watch my stuff. I appreciate anybody new who's finding the channel through either the 5.2 toy reviews, which seem to be blowing up, or Double October. Those seem to be the main things. Speaking of which, I'm waiting on P Bandai stuff. I got a notification that the Geo5 should be coming soon. I got to double check the email. And I'm looking forward to the Mark V MG. I don't know why. I love that design. Can't wait to get it and build it. It's one of the few things I'm actually excited about that's coming out. See, I kind of ran out of breath. Though I didn't choke like I normally do when I run out of breath. So I'm definitely getting back to normal in that aspect. So, like I said, getting a little bit better. I have missed my space. I also noticed that Biff fell over and knocked over a bunch of people. And I believe the Toka fell over right there. So I got to straighten out my shelves a bit. So some part of tomorrow, I believe, will be straightening up in here and then doing reviews again. I do miss doing reviews. I miss the work. As weird as that sounds, I miss the work. And we were supposed to go on vacation this weekend. Normally I skip Mother's Day week at work because the weekend is usually kind of crappy. So I was already on vacation this week, the one that just passed, not the one that's coming. So at least I'm okay in that aspect. So I didn't necessarily miss that much, but I did have to miss the vacation that we were desperately wanted to go on because the Miss Shoky has been in desperate need of a getaway again. So we're gonna find a weekend for that. Yeah, there's no part of the kit that suggests P Bandai. I think it's just because it's a limited mold. It's not something that they turn into other things quite as easy, even though I know they can get Dovin Wolf and Silver Bullets out of it. But it's just it's P Bandai. They just do all the things when they know it's a thing that they can't really remold or recolor the shit out of very easily. So, look forward to probably more P Bandai remolds of that guy. But yeah. But I appreciate everybody who's come to watch. I do want to show off before I go. I know I've only been talking for like an hour. So Model Mania was this weekend here in Houston, and I had a couple friends who participated. I know Dougie went. If you guys recall Dougie, and then I guess Eric sent his stuff kind of along because he did. Eric finished a very new build with I believe the Verka Wing Zero, and it looks beautiful. So Dougie sent me a bunch of pictures. Yes, Eric got third place, but not with his new build, but with his old one, which is funny. Oh, hold on. I want to move the window over so I don't have to click away. Did Dougie got third in his category, right? Eric? You know better than I do because you talk to these people. It's like I got sent pictures and I saw you had I guess you had won a third place thing. Not with the zero, no. So that sucks. Every time you do something brand new, it doesn't win. The thing you did before is what places. That's just funny. Okay, so let me bring up the screen share here. Okay, let me go full screen. Actually, hold on. I gotta get rid of that background. There we go. Okay, so I don't know who did what, to be totally honest here. We got a Hygog, which is actually pretty cool. I like the color scheme. This thing's normally blue, right? Hold on, let me there we go. Oh, gotta go back to comments. And figures. Oh, that's right. They considered that a figure. Yeah, so this was in the Gundam and mechanical suit thing. I was supposed to go to Model Mania. I don't know what I would have taken, but I was going to take some. You know what I forgot to do? Got to turn my lights on. Okay. This isn't all the pictures. Why did it start here? It's weird. Okay. Hold on. All right, so that's the is it a gun cannon detector? Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I like that. So that's a 1/100. It's not bad. Giant cannon on the shoulder, some light weathering, all kinds of funness, and then I don't know what's going on here. I got a big old boy. I think this is Sananju. I remember seeing a picture of Sananju. Somebody did a very basic straight build SD Barbatos here, though. Which way do I want to go? This way? Yeah. All right, so this, I believe, placed second. Nice MG dual Gundam. It says Assault Shroud. I guess it is. It's not bad. It's not my cup of tea, but it's pretty cool. Nice shading and stuff like that. It's one of those ones that while the quality is good, it's just something I don't care for. You guys know. Okay, back to the Hygog. I might have a couple of repeat pictures here. Okay. So that's a really cool, I think, was it a Gyaradoga? Jagdoga? I think that's a Gyaradoga. Jagdoga is the more bird-shaped head with a little bit of Dio going on. It's not bad. It doesn't fit in to the dirt. Like, it doesn't look weathered, but like the paint is nice. And then he went with a brownish reddish panel lining, which is very inconsistent, but overall it looks pretty good. Sinanju was mess, and no, there's no pics of that. Shroud got second. Okay. I mean, it's a very shiny RG Sinanju. I mean, I don't know that it's the gun to me does not fit it at all. Just looking at the pictures, I guess this is Tom Moon. Hello, Tom Moon. If you see this, uh, it's a cool kit. I mean, it's a metallic Sinanju. Well, I'm sure it's a good paint job. It's just like nothing crazy. Oh, so this was Dougie's uh, Wing Zero. So actually, this is done pretty good. Not Wing Zero, just Wing Gundam. So MG Wing definitely got it weathered all to hell, but he also used a torso bit of a tall geese that's all tore up down here as the base, which is pretty neat. Dougie's very gifted, very creative, and I know he's definitely working on other stuff with 3D printing and making miniatures and all kinds of other shit. Okay, so there's Eric's third place. You guys should know this one. It's been in one of my contests. I believe that was in the MS 100, and it should look familiar to you guys. And then I believe this is his Justice back here as well. I believe this is Eric's Gundam Kingdom case. Yeah, he's got his own freaking display case. Okay, so this guy, whatever the heck this is, won. With some ridiculous weathering and a small dio. It's pretty freaking cool. I have no idea what this kit is. Never seen it. I don't even think it's Gunpla technically. Maybe it's a Machine and Cougar kit. I'm not sure. Looks neat. I love it. The weathering definitely is definitely on point. I really do dig it. Just a small, intimate base for it. A little tall. I would have cut that base down quite a bit. But you can see a bit more detail here. I really wish I'd seen this in person. So it sucks. Like if Model Mania had been today, I would have gone. But because it was yesterday and I was still making sure that I was not going to pop a fever, I wasn't going to risk it. Maybe a kit bash? I don't know. I don't think so. Skynet Core Systems. Get out of here, Skynet. Nobody needs you taking over. Whoa. That wasn't supposed to happen. Oops. Nobody saw that. I don't know what the heck. All of a sudden the pictures crashed on me. Let me, where did I leave off here? That was weird. It wouldn't progress the pictures. Try that again. Okay. Yeah, that's a mushing figure. Thought so. So there's another shot. Okay, what else? Some cool stickers Dougie's working on or made. So nice little someone help me out. Demon Slayer. Nezuko. Took me a second. Then a Snorlax Optimus Prime, which is cute as hell, but weird. I love this whole almost like Disney Saturday morning T-Rex thing with the stormtrooper riding. I think it's supposed to be like a dewback, but not. Which I find funny. Okay, more pictures. Okay, so I've seen that one. Okay, these are all repeats. I've already seen this. What is this? Oh, okay, so these are the ones I have not looked at yet. So I believe this is in the action figures. So we got a nice Fallout power armor guy, Nuka-Cola bodied. That's pretty cool, not gonna lie. I don't know if this is a figure or if it's a mini. I haven't had an epiphany. Straight builds are uninteresting visually. Hey, screw you. That's all I build. Mostly do straight builds. You guys know I do mostly straight builds until I do something wacky. Oh yes. Okay, so they have a star. They had a spaceship division. Look at this beautiful Klingon battle cruiser. I don't know why it's green, but it's pretty damn cool. And then they even have a USB power light base for it. I think it does. It lights up in and of its own self. That is a sick Klingon battle cruiser. I think if I had gone, I probably would have put my Star Destroyer in with sci-fi ships and whatnot. I have no idea what this is, but it's fantastic. It's just a crazy treehouse brain woman. No idea. It was in sci-fi. That's fine. Anthony Aelio, thanks. Look at this. I don't know what this sculpture is, but it's fantastic. She's very fish brain though. This is just crazy good. Okay. Yeah, a lot of these pictures are just repeating. Is that the same? No, it's a okay. So it's a different picture of the same ship. Got it. Okay, then they get into traditional buildings. So we got a nice World War One era aircraft carrier, just pretty sick. Not gonna lie, like in the details, little anti-aircraft carrier or anti-aircraft guns down the side, nice waves. It's a nice boat. It's a nice boat. Though this is the thing you would never catch me doing, painting all of the tiny fucking sailors to put in place. How I make tiny decisions on things like that. Most of the time, if I'm adding small color details, it's just making it look the way it's supposed to. But man, this aircraft carrier is nice. I have no idea where it placed in anything. It's just nice. I have not done a realistic model like that since I was a kid, and I only did like a few. We only did one ship ever, and while fun, it definitely did not look like this when it was done. So just call me Mr. Shoky. Okay, so cars. Yes. Look at this super old rusty Ford. Oh, look at that. I love it. That's my jam. Like, we got another truck back here and different things. So a different Ford right here, like a 54, 55. And you got an older, I think this is also a Ford back here, which is pretty cool. That's some dedication. Now you've got a very strange muscle truck with like a modern scoop hood. In fact, it's more of a Mopar style hood there. I believe this is it's a Dodge truck with missing the grill, but it's carved out so you see the radiator cooler, and you got like just this whole Mad Max kind of vibe going on. Even the back, there's no tailgate, so this is meant to be like a muscle truck, or almost looks like an all-wheel drive drag truck, which is crazy. I mean, I dig the idea, just crazy. Yeah, like, oh, I'm sorry, that was a GMC. That's my bad. That's a Ford. And then that's a Chevy or a GMC. And then a few other things. Oh, I like this wrecker back here. That's pretty cool. An old school Dodge A10 van or A100 van. Loving it. I called it a Ford. I'm wrong. It was a GMC. Some of these older trucks, it's kind of hard to tell just at a glance, but also I'm tired. I like how this one is just as rusty and like it's even missing a quarter panel. That's just great. Like this really looks like something real, but this is just fantastic. This is super realistic and in scale weathering. The only thing that looks fake on this is the fucking headlights. like come on, like those, even though they fogged them a little bit, like they just look fake as shit. So conflicted on admiring a model of a car that I find disgusting on the streets. Well, I can admire really well done work, especially weathering when it's on point. Like assuming that the gas tank is on the other side back here, I would hope that they did a rundown from the gas cap. Uh, did the spare tire like just jammed up in there? See, I don't think this should have had side pipes on it. Also, because they're not. I would have knocked him because the exhaust is clean. So kind of like how this guy's bumper is a little too shiny. Like he's done some work here, but this might just be reflection. So it's like he crudded up the chrome on the grill, but the bumper looks a little too shiny to me for something that's this weathered. You know, I kind of do miss. I miss cars in general. I'm just gonna be honest. Like I'm a big car nut. You know, big motorhead as it were, gearhead. Um, and it's just one of those things that has passed me by in the last few years, especially keeping up with anything new, you know, supercar wise or anything else going on in the world like that. Did I tried to watch a little bit of old Top Gear, at least some stuff with the old boys, you know, Hammond May and all that. You know, May bought a bar, or May bought half a pub, as long as it's not a Chevy. Oh man, this man hates a Chevy. I like an old. I like to sit. I want like a '67 to '69 Chevy truck. I think is really good looking. I would want a '70s Dodge truck if I'm going for Dodge in the '70s, that era. Um, Ford. I want to go back to the '50s, or earlier, stuff like that. If I'm going like real hot rod days, I want a 30, 32, 33, 34 Ford, um, full running boards, all the mess. I like the highboy look, but I love running. I love the massively long running boards. In the 40s, you know, I want something in the Mercury area to that degree, but also Cadillac. Cadillac has some sick early 40s and 50s, obviously 40s, 50s, 60s, you know, Cadillacs. Mid 50s, I want either Thunderbird or Corvette because I love small roadster types. A 55 Thunderbird would be fantastic, but a 54 or 53 uh, Corvette, whichever the very first year of the Corvette with the actual roadster would be cool. I've never seen a 78 Cadillac Coupe de Ville kit. No, you're right. Car todays are nice, but you can't beat the nice vintage vehicles. Yeah, see, I'm about resto mods, um, or what do they call that when they? I guess it would be a resto mod. Take all modern equipment and put it in an older vehicle. You know, including fuel injection, brakes, suspension. Do all that, make it look perfect as a vintage vehicle, but give it modern drivability. And I'm 100% down for that. You're gonna be working on a guitar. You're gonna be working on a guitar. I know you mean GTR. That's fine. I like GTRs. Um, but yeah, Cadillacs. There's some sexy ones out there. Especially, there's a guy here in town. I have not seen him in a while. He's got one of those, like, I don't remember the year offhand, but it is the two-door. It might be a Coupe de Ville. Long motherfucker. It's like 20 feet long. You know, it's got the fins and everything, and it's this beautiful, like, grayish silver, and he's got it lowered just right. It's not like stupid slammed, but like it's low enough. I knew someone to put a shell of a 46 Chevy on a 22. Yeah, of course. Um, I mean, if you do that, that's pretty cool. When you make a fit a newer frame, and you just have all the new stuff. Early '70s. It had to have been early '70s caddy or late '60s. You know what? Give me a second here. Since I'm on my computer, let me. I have pictures of it from back when I used to go to car meets all the time. Yeah, I used to go to car meets on the weekends. Uh, don't know how far back I gotta go for that. Mm, where are all those pictures? Because I had a folder. It was all old shit. Let me see here. No, that's too new. Nope, not that. Where is that old photo album? I have an old photo album from my old computer, and I don't remember where it is. Give me a second. And it's stupid because I know I have pictures of all these cars. No, no, no. Damn, I'd have to dig to go find them. Uh, that's not old enough. That's not old enough. Okay, hold on. I wonder if I can find in my own photo archive. I know. You're just watching me look at old shit. Albums. Shite. When you got an album that consists of like 1,300 pictures. Okay, hold on. Houston Auto Show pictures. Nope. Gotta go older than that. By the way, all my old original Gunpla albums, I used to chronicle. Anybody else do this? Like back in the day, chronicle your builds. Ooh, wait. He might be in this picture. Nope, not that one. Damn, that's all the pictures I had in that album? That's crazy. It was Gator Drag. That was a long time ago. Definitely no hot rods or anything at that. Play Party. Not sure. Damn it. It's a beautiful car. Yes, it is an old Cadillac coupe. Got the torpedo fins, or rocket fins. Oh, it's a really old. So that's 2012. Had to have been somewhere in that area. Probably in my mobile uploads, which has too many pictures to dig through. So that sucks. Timeline photos, maybe. These are my timeline photos? That shit don't make sense. Instagram, nope. Nope. Either way, okay, so that's fine. Sony Caddy. This was definitely not shrunk. This is long. We find a model Chevy Lumina APV. Wow. Just to slag it. That's funny. Okay. Good God. I'm just gonna keep scrolling while I'm talking to you guys. What was ever everybody who's still here that I haven't completely lost, what was your first car or vehicle? Because it may not have been a car. Mine was a 1993 Bronco 2 Eddie Bauer edition. And then right behind that was a 95 Dodge Neon. Which I kind of still have, but not really. 2002 Chevy Colorado. Interesting. Was that one of the 5-cylinder ones? The crazy 5-cylinder they went with for a while. 98 Plymouth Neon. Nice. Did I have a Plymouth or did I only have a Chrysler? I might have had a Plymouth at one point. I think it was a 96 or 97. Didn't have that one for very long. 68 Chevy Nova SS. Oh well, just rub it in, Anthony. Seriously though, I have to scroll through like 1,700 pictures. It saddens me when I see pictures of myself and Rodimus together. Dusty Rose with a hard leather roof. Interesting. Oh, it does feel good to burp. I'm probably gonna have a little bit of heartburn in the morning. Damn it! I haven't even gotten. I've been scrolling all this time. I'm not even past the wifey, like Miss Shoky and I together. By the way, McLaren makes amazing cars. If there's one supercar brand I would own, it would probably be McLaren. I think it's an easier vehicle than a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, and just still ridiculously stupid. Hey, I towed the thing home. It was a lot of work. That's funny. This time, a few years ago, I was rebuilding my Neon from the ground up. Didn't finish. Still sitting, rotting in my parents' carport. It's covered for all the good it does. Actually, it's covered in stuff, which annoys the shit out of me because it was supposed to be under a cover. And then my parents, in their infinite wisdom, threw my carpet and door panels and other shit like that I had on the side in the carport. So those are. I had an okay carpet, and then I had a pretty decent carpet, and now I have no good carpet. So that's kind of ruined. Still scrolling. I'm back to like 2015. So that's when our first apartment flooded. So I'm past that point. Seriously, I need to organize my fucking photos. Oh, those are anxiety-inducing photos. Second car was an early Chevy Lumina APV. Yeah. Didn't you already say that? Or you want a model of that? That's right. What is the APV? That sounds familiar. What does that stand for? All-purpose vehicle? Chevy Lumina. Because they didn't want to make a 2-door Impala. '69 Chevelle in Mexico. Ooh. Let's go get it. There's a ferret in my shoe. From I think the short limited time that my buddy Jared had a ferret. Okay. Ooh, there's a Lamborghini I saw in Austin. That's fun. Scrolling. That's when I was building beer tables. I haven't built anything in years now, I think. Like, not model wise. Like, I'm a woodworker. It's like I can build stuff out of wood. I've made some cool shit. Have not made anything in quite some time. Um, it wasn't. I have not put together something that wasn't from IKEA in a long time. Man, I used to have just albums upon albums of car meets, and they're just buried somewhere. I gotta figure out where those are at. That's when I got kicked out of my trailer. I had to take my beer table. Come on, keep scrolling. That's back when I worked at the brewery. I had a Christmas party. It was awesome. I've done a lot. It was a fiberglass minivan. Oh, that one. Yeah. Yeah. Well, did the Lumina have like the long, like stretched out nose kind of? Is it the one where like it had to have like a almost like a three corner front window, or a three pane like front window? Because it wasn't the Astrovan. The Astrovan is classic, so that's that. You're looking at pictures of also mine and innumerable moves. Well, no, these are all digital photos, so that's why. Ugh. And Facebook lasts forever, so now I know a buttload of them are on my MySpace, but there's no way I can get on my MySpace. A road trip to Austin. That was a bottle share after a beer release, meeting up with the beerists, drinking at their place. Oh, I sat here and I scrolled through all of that, and it does not go back far enough. Balls. Because I had another set. Okay. That sucks. I did all that for nothing. It's an auto show. There's a lot of cool stuff from the auto show that year, but I don't think that particular car was there. Let me go back to the auto show. Oh, that's a sexy car. Hmm. Hey, Babu. Huh? Oh. I knew Arthur was going to go home. He was not that good. He shouldn't have come back in the first place. Bye, baby. Bunch of classics. Hold on. Let's see if I can. Let's look at some cars. These are old photos, but let's look at some cars. Where's a good spot? I'm gonna start here. I can't look through the album without showing off my info. Balls. Sorry. Either way. You're out of focus. Shredder reminds me of an Asteroid Mirage frame. That's funny. It was horrible. Like somebody wanted to make a spaceship. Dude, that was like the shit, as it were. All these Chevys really effed you up, huh? Yep, that makes sense. Damn, that sucks. Okay. Let me figure something out here. Because I know that's downloads. That ain't it. God, what happened to those old photos? That's going to drive me nuts now, guys, because that was quite some time ago. Is it in documents? Might be in documents. No. Wait, what? Oh, I don't know why that's there. Hold on. Nope. That's not the right folder. Wow, I got a lot of shit I need to. Like, I've got stuff from like 2 contests ago still saved here. That's crazy. Not Gundam memes. Although it's funny that I have a Gundam memes folder. Weird. That I know for a fact, I've got an album of all my old shit. Or not an album. I've got a folder of all my old shit on here somewhere. Just don't know where. it's, like, it's on the computer somewhere for sure. There's no clue. That's funny. But yeah, when I know I've got hundreds and hundreds of pictures of cars from years ago, I have no idea where. That just bothers me. Thought it was in that folder right there. That ain't it. So, either way, you heard of the Shokugan bases? Shokugan. No. Chevy Trailblazer had a faulty 2-wheel 4-wheel drive transmission. It wouldn't disengage 4-wheel drive. Ooh. My Bronco. You want to hear something really strange? No, what was I making up? The freaking. It was an '89 Bronco 2. So it was an '89 Bronco 2, Eddie Bauer edition, which was a 2-wheel drive. But the funny thing is about that particular model of Bronco, they came with transfer cases installed, even though it didn't have anything to transfer. Because they did have 4-wheel drive versions, but they all came with transfer cases. Because at one point I had a problem with my transfer case. The belt thingy, I don't know exactly what, I never saw the thing that was wrong with it, broke randomly, was causing me problems. Shoku gone. Oop, nope. Let me look. I'm looking at the Shokugan base. Oh, these weird translucent things. That. Nope, never heard of that, but it looks like a Fig Warts base. Chevy G20 with glorious bare bones delivery van. The only one I miss. Dude, I want a delivery van. I do. I want, or a work van. Even if it's like a small one, like one of the new Ford Focus vans, I'd be down for that. I like the utilitarianism. That's not a real word. But I like the utilitarian aspect of it. So I'm down for that shit, as it were. I don't think this is useful to me. Nope, that's a different backup. Music, definitely not going to be in music. Huh. Interesting. Oh, God. Whataburger. Yeah, I got an 18-piece set in smoke. 18. Good Lord. Yeah, I mean, I can see they work there. They're very similar in design to the Flame Toys bases for that same level of figure or kit. So, I mean, I'm sure they're fine. I mean, whoa. Okay, so you bought this box set. That's $44. I guess they have the stackable ones to some degree where you can raise the boxes up. I mean, it's cool. I don't need it, but it's pretty neat. Van was a 5-door, 2-seat chrome bumpers with a divider screen. Model Makers Union. Oh man, been watching for a long time. Come check us out, Model Makers Union. Maybe we'll see. I don't follow that many people anymore. No offense to you guys in your Model Makers Union. I just don't follow that many other things. But I appreciate you if you've been watching for any amount of time. The candy toy size. Oh, so they're like for smaller things. Sorry, I got a thing that's annoying me. Josh Starwolf. Hello. I've not seen you in a long time. Glad you could come and hang out for 5 minutes before I go to bed. We have definitely been staying up way too late in the last couple nights. Like Friday night, we went to bed at like 1. And I know that the wifey watched videos longer than I stayed awake. And then she slept until noon. I woke up initially 6 o'clock Saturday morning because I keep forgetting to turn off my damn alarm. And then went back to sleep. And then I woke up at 10 and I didn't even get out of bed. Like even at 6, I didn't get out of bed. Like I didn't get out of the pee, nothing. So we did not get out of bed until about 12:30 Saturday afternoon. I have not slept that long in a long time, and it's obvious I needed it. Yeah, I wasn't going to bring up the whole rapey van situation there, so I'm glad you did. At the moment, I'm just kind of staring at this folder. Like, where is my shit? I'm not working on any kits right now. I've been recovering from the COVID, so I have not been building. You want to talk about lack of motivation and coordination, man. There was no way I would have been. I'm glad I finished the double Zeta before I got sick, because there's no way I could have finished it being sick. Hold on. Do you have any suggestions for useful tools in gunpla building? Yes. Oh, you want? Oh, okay. One useful tool number 1, good X-Acto knife. Useful tool number 2, decent pair of nippers. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just have to be reliable. Has to be stable enough to not leave bad nubs. Invest in a file set, even a very basic file set. I'm in the right drawer. Can you see? Right. So, like, very basic. Is Tamiya? Yeah. Very basic Tamiya file set. You can even buy like normal modeling files, like they're pretty cheap, or if you want to buy like dollar store ones because you'll burn through it, that's good. There's all kinds of shit, but I mean, for very basic tools, that's literally it. I mean, if you want to just get into with the like panel line markers, which I don't know where mine are offhand, nothing is clean right now. I did start to Faz last week. Cool. Shoky's working on the Shoky. Yes, the only thing I'm building right now is my immune system. I worked hard over the last 2 weeks. Seriously, it's been bad. Anybody who wants to restart this stream and hear the entire story of my COVID journey, by all means. A fun thing for helping build cordless Dremel. I got this guy on sale at Walmart. I think it was only like $25. Comes with the battery. I've got a whole bunch of fucking Dremel attachments, such as, I don't want to spill anything, so one of these guys. along with the different multi-tool sets for Dremel. Also, super tiny Dremel drill bits, very good for making holes in things. I also have for those who want a bigger selection of blades, I bought a thing like this from Walmart. You know, it's just got a fuck ton of different blades for your knives. Also, invest in a pin vise for hand drilling for small holes, which is always a good thing to have. Of course, you've got to have your ultra thin cement. Also, definitely invest in some super glue because you never know. I have a chopper, which is right here, for building things. So I've got this guy. However, I saw somebody review a completely different one that actually has a totally adjustable miter, and then like a 90-degree angle and all that kind of stuff. That's looked way better than this guy, and it's something that this has been sort of on, so I don't use this to chop as much as I used to. You need a decent cutting mat. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, just a good stable spot to cut plastic on. Nippers, X-Acto, sanding sticks, files, panel line marker, all those things. Correct. Now you're working on the PG Banshee. Cool. Convex file, yeah. Yeah. No, because my files, it's a flat one, a round one, and a convex one. That's why I buy that triple set. I also invest in a triangular set of files because that can get you in some nice angles when you have to do some foiling. Get to the chopper. No. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it now. Yes, convex files are very useful. Also, keep your files clean as best you can. Usually, if I'm filing, I'm making sure I wear a decent pair of pants or jeans, I should say, because you can just go clean your file off and you just keep going. I forgot I had these guys right here. Literally, sitting there talking about it. I've got sticky stuff. Bought this guy a while back, another Dremel set, really small, like super fine grinding thingies, and I've used this quite a lot on the custom that I was working on before I got sidetracked, which is still sitting right over there, waiting for me to continue to work on it. And of course, just sanding wheels for doing things like that. That's only if you're really going to get into building. If you're just straight building, yeah, basic shit like that. If you want to get Gundam markers for doing very basic paint jobs, like detail work, stuff like that, that's always good. Obviously, if you're into a little bit better, invest in something like this with the Mr. Metallics colors, stuff like that. If you're okay with brushing on paints, which is what you should do with your Gundam markers. So yeah, there's a lot of normal everyday tools for building that I still use every time I build. Use silly putty to clean your files. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I've always got my silly putty on my desk or in the drawer, depending on if I'm going to play with it or not. You know what it do. Also, a fine set of screwdrivers, because sometimes you get into a kit that has screws. Is what it is. But yeah. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it a night. It's been fun being able to hang out, and once again, glad for anybody who stuck around and listened to my story. It was rough. It's one of those things that, like, I'm probably not gonna get over for a little while, mentally, because it was such a massive, sudden change to my life. In a way, there is some trauma there. As weird as it seems, like, It's hard to look at the couch the same because I've spent so much time on it in a different context. I always spend a lot of time on the couch. I get home from work, I go to the couch. I eat lunch, I watch TV on the couch. I'll model build on the couch if I don't have room in here. Um, the shower means something very different to me now, as weird as that sounds. But having to shower to cool yourself off or warm yourself up, because in some cases, when you're that deep in a fever, you're freezing cold, and you need to get your hands and your feet and your extremities warmed up. So the shower is, no longer registered as just a tool for cleaning. It's now a tool for saving my life. It just everything has a weird context. Driving my car again after nearly 2 weeks, very strange feeling. Also, it's definitely not running great. I need to see what's going on with it. I think I've got a spark plug that's backed out. Yeah, no, I definitely have some internal trauma. Definitely have some trauma in there, though. It's going to be something that will fade as opposed to other traumas I have, like flooding and shit like that. And this week life goes back to normal, so and it's going to be hard to look at my sweatpants the same way because I lived in them for days, and then my blue shorts, my blue around the house shorts, I lived in those way too long. I'm sure they smell rather unpleasant. It's like I took them off the other day when I was like, finally, I've got to put on some different shorts. I'm sure those are rather unpleasant, so I have to wash those tomorrow. So seeing all of my COVID clothing is gonna be weird. It's very strange, but being able to put my uniform back on and go to work and get back to life is gonna feel strange but good. The worst fever, I swear, was 110. But dude, if you had 110, you were dead. 110 is like melting your brain. Like 105 is melting your brain. I was at 104, and I did what I could to cool down as fast as possible. And that was waking up with 104. But I was at 104 that really bad night. Like it spiked. It got up there like 103.6, 103.8. And I couldn't control it anymore. I think my body rebelled because I had been keeping myself cold all day. And I think it exploded like that because I was keeping the temperature too low and it wasn't burning anything up. So it's just like, nope, we're kicking the temperature up because we got to kill this shit. I think that's realistically what happened. So, wifey said the same. Dude, if you had 110, you were dead. 110 is where they will have you under like full body ice packs and cold fluids at the hospital. It's like you had 110, you would have died, bud. But no, it was probably something in the 104, 105 range, which is bad. So, yeah. So, all right, guys. But thanks for hanging out. Like I said, gonna try to get back to work this week as best I can on reviews. Bear with me. I need to do Master Grade Monday. I need to do retro reviews. I need to do Transformers reviews. I've got stuff piled up. I have no clue what I want to build next. So just there's hundreds of reviews between my different channels. So by all means, go watch some stuff. I need to get back to reviewing music and whatnot as well. Get back to just having that enjoyment again. Home Free put out some new stuff, and there's other new music from different artists that I need to check out. So all the things that have been backlogged, all need to come back. So you got your MG Barbatos. Cool. But guys, I will catch you on the next one. Remember, as always, keep on nerding, and we'll keep on building this community together while I rebuild my immune system. All right. Bye, guys. Nope, hold on. I can't say... Wait, there we go.